Hello, Champ. So, this is the first webinar series of Social Champ. This is Neha Khan, and I'm the community manager in Social Champs. So, today, our first webinar, and the guest is one and only Samir Ahmed Khan, the CEO of Social Champs. So, for the introduction of Samir, he is a software engineer by degree, but he is doing digital marketing. So, he had done four startups, and Social Champ was the fourth one, and it go super amazing, and I have a privilege to work with this. So you guys know that Social Charm is a MarTech company. So for as Samir is the CEO, I think we don't need any further introduction for this. So let's just jump into the webinar with the first question. So for the first question, Samir, I have a question for you that how has the MarTech industries evolved over the past decades, and what do you think are the most significant features trend diving in the evolution?
I think we have seen in the past that there have been a lot of waves that come into this marketing world. So, for example, if you go 2-3 years before, you would see there was an age of live videos, right? Everybody was talking
Yeah.
about live videos, the future. That's how a lot of tools like Restream and those tools were born. Facebook Live was new. Everybody said that live video is everything. So once that happened, then we saw an age of, you could say, audios, just audio, like Clubhouse was there, right? People started believing that audio is the new future, right? Audio apps would be something that would be the future of it. And then going forward, there was another age of blockchain, right? Everybody was talking about blockchain startups, doing everything with blockchain, even selling grocery items by creating a CRM that had blockchain, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
everybody wanted the word blockchain, right? And then came cryptocurrencies. And I think last year there was a new concept of NFTs, right? Everybody wanted to create NFTs. They were being sold on the market. Everybody believed that NFT is the future. Humans would be living in a metaverse, and they don't everything will be evolving in metaverse. So we need to have a plot, we need to buy a house, we need to buy gadgets in metaverse. This, we have to live in the virtual world, right?
Yeah.
So everything was changing by that time. And now if you see in 2023, by the launch of ChatGPT, right? Everybody's talking about ChatGPT, right?
Yeah,
Everybody's
exactly.
talking about creating content that is powered by AI, and I think we use in the office ChatGPT too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's something that's happening and revolving this industry. And I think in the future you would see a lot of content being, a lot of stuff being powered by AI. It could be jobs like legal jobs. SEO team is, you could see in our office, in the SEO team, right? They utilize ChatGPT for finding right keywords, creating, doing some tedious works like creating schema and all that. So
Yeah.
I think industry is going every year, every 2 years, we find a good shift. Something that's good lives on. Something that's not good, it dies on the way,
Yeah,
right?
fair enough. Like, as I see, the social charm has a 6+ years of like in the market. So probably you guys have been learning the new technologies and working with it. So it might have changing the strategies and the marketing strategies of the companies also. So can you discuss some of the most common challenges that company face with implementing MarTech solutions, and how can they overcome these challenges?
Yeah, I think the MarTech industry, especially the MarTech when it comes to SaaS business, software as a service, and MarTech we mean marketing technologies. So this entire space is, when you speak to investors, when you speak to people, it's kind of like densely populated, right? There are so many tools out there. Just like Social Champ, people say there are like 50 or 60 or 80, I don't know how many tools out there, right? So, but the real challenge comes in when you're creating a SaaS tool. Who is your audience? What problem you're trying to solve, right? How would you figure out the challenge or the pain of the person, and how and what solution you have to it, right? A lot of people believed in solving the problem, but then came an age of easy UX UI, right? The tool, the SaaS tool, the marketing technology tool that has the best user experience will win this race, right? So whatever battle, whatever niche you're at, whatever tool you're creating, it could be ad technology, ad tech, it could be empowering ads, it could be distribution of content, it could be using AI to generate pitch ideas. If the user experience is easier, you would stand out from the competition, right? So that's something. It's an ongoing challenge because once you have a lot of features in the product, it somehow gets a lot of polluted with a lot of features out there. So if somebody, a new person comes into the product, they're actually overwhelmed that, oh my god, there's so many features out there. What should I click? What's the where should I click first, right? So I think in this MarTech industry, in the SaaS tool, I think the first is finding your audience, finding that aha moment where, hey, this is the solution that people are needing in these challenging times. And then, once you figure that out, don't lose focus on easy user experience and UI, because, believe me, a lot of people get lost when they see a lot of buttons. So they'll just move to another tool that only does 1% of what you do, right? So you might be doing a lot of things, but if your user experience sucks, people would move to other companies.
Yeah, exactly. So, like you talk about the buttons and the clicks. So it's just like that we don't know the which click is right for us. It's like it concerned about the privacy and securities of the company. So, what do you think that what rule do a data privacy and security plan in MarTech industries, and how can companies ensure that they are complying the regulations and protection of their customers' data?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question about data and technologies. And usually, what we do with Social Champ and all these market companies is that the data of the customer is very important. The privacy
Exactly.
out there,
Yeah.
right? I think it's by definition you should always have this data encrypted. That's by default in database. But I think for us, basically Social Champ, we get audited every year by these social media companies that we have APIs of, like Facebook, Pinterest, Mastodon. They actually audit the company's workflow. They make sure that the data of their customers, of the users, is secure with us and safe, and we don't store the data, unnecessary data, and when the person leaves, we delete that data. Because a few years ago, Cambridge Analytica happened, right? A lot of things people did to do their mainstream stuff online. So for us, data is very important, and the martech companies should really make sure that they follow the trends, they follow the security protocols that are there. We use AWS, but just by using AWS is not enough. You have to enable those security parameters on AWS to get a security.
Okay, so like we recently introduced AI in our social charm, so which help in the content writing and the caption writing. So what about like emerging technologies like ChatGPT and ChatGPT 4? Like it is has just been introduced. So now, do you believe that will have the most significant impact of martech industry in the coming years, and why?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting, question, and I love this. I love where AI is moving as a model. I liked blockchain, I liked NFT, I liked the idea, but this AI stuff, it really makes me wonder, and it inspires me. So to be honest, MarTech would be really benefited from these technologies. For imagine this, right now in Social Champ, we have done text to image. So if anybody wants to come and create a post, let's say on Facebook, and they want to create a picture saying that, hey, happy Women's Day, right? So create a picture with a woman winning a race, right? They could just write this text, hit the button, and the image would be there for social media sharing, right? Now that's something that's already being done right now. Next phase, let's say we also have suggesting ideas like, hey, today is Apple Day, suggest me content for Apple Day, and then Chat GPT will suggest you content, right? This to this date, this has been launched and published. But look at the future. Did you see the ad done by Coke? They created that entire ad. The Coke, they did that on using AI, generative AI, right? And imagine this: that I come to the product like Social Champ, which distributes the content to 9 different platforms right now. So imagine I come to social time and I tell that hey, create a video of my company's explainer video, and show people how they could post on Facebook, right? And AI does that work for you. They create the content, they create the assets, and all you have to do is hit that publish button and post it, right? Or schedule
Yeah.
it, right? So it's interesting times, to be honest. Yeah.
So it seems like we guys are really learning from ChatGPT, and so it's like not we are addicted to it, but we are learning from it. So how important is customer experience in the MarTech industry, and what are some ways the companies can leverage MarTech to improve all over customer experience?
In MarTech, especially in SaaS tools, user experience is something that really, really matters. Like I said in previously, there's a concept called product-led growth. And this concept, the product itself is so good that it allows users to actually share this product with other people. You don't have to have a big sales team to market the product. You don't need, you know, 50, 100 salespeople who cold call everybody to, hey, you need to buy this product. It's the product that sells itself because it's so good, it's so easy to make, it's easy to use, right? So in a SaaS tool, usually you can use tools to first thing is that once you create a design, you need to analyze that is this design good or not. So there are tools like Heap Analytics, Mixpanel, Google Analytics. These tell you the behavior of a user. Then you can record screens like Hotjar or Full Story. They record the sessions. You can see each user in a video that this is how they're using the product. This is where they're going. So once you figure this out, you can track, what is good, what is not good. Are they getting confused? Are they using the product? And to be honest, in a world with so many SaaS tools out there, so many marketing tools out there, the company that will win would be having the easiest user interface and will be powering with a lot of features out there. So it's an iterative process. It's not a 1 day process, not a 1 year process. It's an iterative process. The design keeps updating. You keep on adding features. You keep on iterating, learning from that. So it's a very iterative process, and it's a backbone, you could say, of a MarTech SaaS company.
Yeah. So if we talk about the easy engagement of customers, so what Social Charm does is it provide a very easy way to communicate with your customers. Like social media is a thing that customers feel feasible to connect with the company, and they are like very easy to connect with. So in your opinion, what are your thoughts and comments about AI chatbots? And do you think they are going to replace the customer service?
I think they will empower customers chat. It's not going to replace entirely. There's a lot of stuff that AI could do for us that could use humans in a much better way. For example, let's say there's a question asked how many pictures you could post on Facebook, right? Maybe the answer is 10,000. I don't
Yeah.
know, right? But if this question keeps on coming on chat bot, in our chat widget where people are asking questions, live chat, and they keep asking the same question, and that one human resource is always there who responds to this, right? Even though they have made a template, right? They keep on answering this, right? And this is a very basic one. People could create chatbots, right? But if there's a complex question and which the people keep on replying the same answer, right? What if there is a help guide which is possible right now? You can create a help guide, tell ChatGPT or some other tools out there that this is the guide, learn from it. Whatever question is asked, consume content from it, create an answer, not copy paste that stuff, create an answer and just give that to the user, right? And even if then the user is not happy or satisfied, he can ask for more help, and then a real human will be engaged, right? So this cuts off your human engagement with a lot of chats right out there. So maybe 100 people are asking questions, 90% of that is answered through our AI system into play. That's the place, and only 10 people need human help out there. So before 100 people would have answered all those queries. So this is a very great way to empower humans, and other people can do some more creative stuff, in creating these guidelines.
So just a good question for like your personal experience. What do you like personally want? A bot answer or a human answer when you are connecting to customer service to a company?
To be honest, I need the right answer, right? A lot of times, when we talk to humans, we don't get the right answer. It takes 15, 20, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to give them the right question, point them to the right problem statement, and then we get the solution, right? When somebody's in problem, they need the right answer. It could be from a bot, it could be from a human. They don't care. They just care that how would the video post on Instagram,
Yeah,
right? That is
exactly.
the answer they need. It could be a bot, it could be a human. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so if a customer is in a hurry and they want a quick answer for the question, it doesn't matter it's a human or it's a bot,
Yeah,
just give the correct answer to that.
yeah.
So, jumping to the next question, and what advice would you give to yourself when you were starting Social Charm, that if you could go back in the time?
I think there is no mistake in startup journey, to be honest. There is nothing that we want to redo again. There are deals, there are promises, there are investments, that we do. But I think there's a lot of lessons we learn in the startup journey, right? Like, for example, this is the fourth startup, three did not work out. So in the first startup, we learned the importance of creating an MVP, minimal viable product, right? That is that you need to create a product and just quickly launch it. Don't wait for 3 years finalizing the logo, buying a domain, getting late, and then figuring out, oh, the world doesn't need this anymore, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's one thing that we learned. Second was in dreams, research the market. Do the market validation. People might say that they would use your product, but when you launch the product, you will find out that people don't want to use your product
Yeah,
because they
exactly.
just said it
Happens.
because they liked you, right? So you need to really know that what you're creating, will people use it or not? And then once you start your startup, you have an idea, it's validated, people are using it. Focus on organic search, organic SEO to drive customers, because in the long run, this is something that will build your business. There are growth hacks. There's a cheat mode which is called running ads. So I call that like a cheating. For some time it works as long as you have the money to burn money. But once you stop running ads, you would see your clients going down, right? And as a business that is stable, just because they're running ads, it's very, very in danger, right?
Yeah.
You need multiple avenues of getting customers. It could be ads, good strategy, but it also has to be organic. It has to be some other strategy that you're working on to bring customers, right? So I think this is a lot of mistakes that people I have seen startups doing in the very start. They have an idea, they just run ads. It's good to get quick market validation, quick customers, quick feedback. But if you rely your entire business on this, and when the investors, or when you get run out of cash, what's your way to get more customers? Right? Is your product good enough that it's following the product-led growth? Is it bringing more customers organically? Are people referring to the product? You have to make sure everything is in place once you run those ads, so that you could trigger a big source of traffic into your product.
So, in the last podcast, we get to know about that social charm was created accidentally. Like you wanted a feature in Twitter, but you didn't get in the marketing agencies out there, so you created it. So, like, is that a thing that if a customer suggests you something, you add features in social charm? Like, are the suggestions valuable, and do we work in social charm to create those features for the customers?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, we really focus on customer driven approach, to be honest, because, and one of the great things is that we ourselves use social channel, right? And social channel is right. The start was right. Social channel was created because we wanted to market our third startup called Reminds app, and I was searching for an idea to scale the marketing on Twitter. I read a book by Guy Kawasaki called The Art of Social Media, by Guy Kawasaki and Peck Fitzpatrick. I love the idea. I searched in the entire SaaS industry that is there any tool that repeats the tweet on Twitter? Nobody did that. I told to my co-founder. They started, we started using the product. People started loving it. Then formed a company, bought a domain, and focused on it. But in social channel right now, we really focus on customers, and not every customer tells you it could direct you to the right path. There could be people who will tell you that, hey, you know what, live video is the future. Your platform, Social Jam, should be able to create live videos for all five platforms, right? At that time, it would be good. But we have in Social Jam, we have an entire board where every suggestion, every feedback of a customer is placed on over there. We think
Wow.
through it, and then we vote. There's a lot of feedback that we get multiple times. So we keep on adding points to that, right? And then in the priority list of features, we add that customer, that feature. Sometimes some suggestions are just one, they're asked once, but they're so good that we just implement that immediately, because it takes less engineering time. But if one customer is happy, it saves their time. It's good for us, right? The only purpose of the soil champ is to save time of marketeers, and if we can do that in an easier way, why not, right? So it's entirely customer driven, but even to that, there's a methodology we follow, that what we have to pick, what is something that can wait, and we can see what's happening in the world around.
So that's the thing. If you're a customer social champ and you're suggesting something, so that is going on the board. It's not like this, like we are just listening and forgetting everything. So we are putting everything on board, but if we see that if it has a future, we'll definitely go for it. So for the next question, what advice would you give to the companies that just starting to explore the market?
I think the advice for companies who are starting in the martech industry is that validate your idea. It is very, very important to validate your idea. Create a test project. Just launch landing page. Don't create an entire solution. Just have a landing page where you can just ask for emails of people who are interested. See how many people subscribe to it. Ask them, maybe 5% of that amount, so that they can pay you in advance, so that you would know if they're really serious about your solution, right? Run small beta test with other companies, see if it's helping them grow or not. Iterate, and then eventually you'll figure out that, hey, this is something that people love in our product. And then slowly get on to first customer, then 5, then 10, right? It has to be a very carefully taken step, but it has to be very fast also, and you should be launching very fast. Martech companies, it takes a lot of time to build a marketing solution that helps marketers. But in technology wise, servers, backend, front end, a lot of stuff is happening over there. But if you launch the product and you find out that nobody's using the product, you didn't start very well, right?
Yeah.
So do the research, just see if people really need it or not. And once you figure that out, iterate the process, keep on iterating, and one day you'll hit that stone.
About the research, what would you attribute to the success of social charm in MarTech industry, and what helps you shine with the competition?
Yeah, I think in Social Champ, the one thing that we did was that from the early days, we are very clear that we want to have a product out there that helps marketeers, B2B businesses, mid-sized agencies, um, on social media. I want to grow these companies digitally on social media. And we would do anything to make that happen. And once we researched the competitors out there, the companies, there were certain features that one company was doing very good, but the other company wasn't doing. And the feature that company was doing, the other company wasn't doing, right? So if I had to if I had to choose a tool, I would actually subscribe to 2 3 different tools out there, right? So one thing was clear, that we wanted to have, we actually knew that these 5 features are something that are really important for our business, for ourselves. And if you use this, we could just focus on other things and not just focus over here on social media marketing. So we chose those important features, right? And then we learned that the UI has to be very simple and easy, even if you have 5 different big features. So we focused highly on user experience, made it super simple and easy. And once we did that, we started focusing on analytics and other features that were very important. Once we did that, we then focused on organic growth, SEO, influencer marketing, those avenues. And once people started seeing the value they were getting, the amount of time they were saving, they started using the product. And I think one of the greatest things that we have is that our competitive pricing. In the pandemic, the competitors raised their pricing by 100%, right? And during these times right now, when recession is hitting the world, in the US, in the entire world basically, the competitors raised their pricing by 100% again, and they even stopped their free version, the free tier,
Yeah,
right?
I've seen that.
Yeah. So that's something that we didn't do, and we really want to help the companies who are into B2B, who are having a hard time right now, and we offer them discounts, heavy discounts. If in the pandemic, actually, when people were churning from the product, leaving the product, we actually reached out to them and said, you know what, I think there's a cash flow issue. We would give you the product for free unless this pandemic or these hard times are over, right? So that's something that really helps us, in going further, that people share about it, that hey, you know what, this product is going for free, just use the product.
So that definitely help you to build your connections and your customers organically. So I believe that this product the company is using for themselves, so they know that how the organic marketing is going to be, and they eventually put the things that out the business are doing and they wanted for their company, so they are working for others. So this is all from my side. So let's see if we have any questions from the audience.
Sure.
Yeah. So first, this was someone says hi.
Hello, Ashfaq Khan.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right.
Ahmed, hi Ahmed. So from Abdul Rafi, we have a question. AI can do so much for us, but still it can't beat human touch. Came this conclusion after using ChatGPT. So you must have used ChatGPT, so you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
how to reply
yeah,
this.
Abdullah Rafi. It's a very good observation, right? AI can't beat human touch. That's very true, right? But let's say there's a person who is not learning. Let's say the sun is in yellow color, right? But the kid who grew up, who was never taught that the sun is yellow color, right? So if he asks that, hey, what color is the sun? He gets to learn it's yellow color, right? Now this is really like a very basic example, not nothing AI over here, right? But ChatGPT, you could say that there's a lot of observations, there's a lot of work that humans have done, and it has gone through all. And if you're asking something, you will get the answer from that, from all the research that's available, right? But you won't get the stuff that was never discovered, or an opinion that was never shared, right? So human is truly valuable, right? But it matters if your opinion is distinct or not, right? If your opinion is new, it's challenging, it's something that nobody has talked about, you will beat AI, right? But if you're consuming content, if you want to consume content that's already out there, then you would be using AI to generate content. But real content is a content that is that has its own opinion, that has stats, and that's something about what you have to share to the world.
Yeah.
And the next question, let's go here. All right, and I think we are using right now the Restream.io to see what questions people are asking. But sometimes in this product out there, we don't see all the questions. So if you have any questions, you can just leave in the comments. Let me know what do you think about the entire AI situation in the world, and where AI is going. Let's see if there are more questions on our web version. Let's see.
Can you check from the social charts?
Yeah, LinkedIn. Yeah, you can check it on the tab. All right, all right, all right. And by the way, everybody who's watching right now, this live stream, you get access to Social Champs $29, for free. So all you have to do is just click on this, just scan this QR code, and you would actually be able to download, get Social Chat for free. So that's something you could do. I see people are scanning right now. Somebody just scanned. Just scan it. If it if only 5 people who scan it will actually get the free version of Total Champ. If somehow you didn't get it, but still you're watching this live video, just ping the team and they'll give you the version. No worries. Maybe 5 more, just we could have 10 people, right? Reach out to them. Again, I loved being on talk on this entire show. Thank you so much for inviting. And yeah, we can just
Yeah,
end
it
this
was
conversation.
great having you on this, and we must have learned a lot about MarTech and AI. So yeah, ChatGPT 4 is coming, and this was a session we really needed about, and we really needed to know about how ChatGPT and the AI is going to help in the MarTech to us. And yeah, we don't see any other questions. Also, I want to mention about your charm. So if you want to get a verification tick, like green tick verification account on your charm, so you just have to reach out to us. If you have created your account, reach out to us and we will give you that. So it's a secret. So you can just reach out and you will get a account for that. So it was really nice to have you. So let's just end this session.
All right. Thank you guys. See you.